we have Neil Zeno here of Team Heretics with me on stage. Congratulations on that first map. In prepping for a team like EDG, which you have faced off before, what tendencies or qualities of the team did you pay special attention to?
I mean, they're like most teams here. They've got really aggressive duelists. Kang's no different. The way they set him up is quite unique. Like, they send him in pretty heavy by himself, so we know if we can isolate him, we can kind of pick him off and kill him. So that was kind of the plan for Haven.
Well, we know how you guys feel about Sunset, which is coming up next, but how are you feeling about the map draft overall? Yeah,
the map draft was good. You know, they permaban Ascent, which, you know, we'll play it, but the fact that we don't have to play it is nice. And yeah, the rest of the maps are good for us, so as long as we keep playing our game, I think it's looking good.
All right, well, thank you very much, and best of luck out there.
It's a fantastic start for Team Heretics, and I'm back on the desk here. We are joined by Steel, we're joined by Mimi, and we have a very, very special guest all the way from Sentinels. It is Zelsis, the Vibe merchant even himself. I wanted to ask you, you rocked up with a Sen jersey. Why is that?
Well, you know, if I was playing today, I'd be wearing it. So I gotta rock it just for the grand finals, even if I'm in the crowd supporting. Yeah.
Oh, now I want to cry. But yeah, welcome Josh as well. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Yeah, the first game was looking real nice and spicy there for a little bit. I love the kind of sloppy back and forth fights as well.
Yeah, it has been very, very spicy so far. But let's talk about the vibes and what's been going on stage, because you're familiar with these boys. I know you're close to Benji, Vert as well. How important is it that they are able to bring this energy on a grand final?
Oh, I love it. I love to see it. I think like they all trust each other so much, like a brotherhood. Like they all love each other. Benji's always trolling or doing something stupid, like just funny. Mini Boo's the same. I always see him smiling and laughing. So it's really wholesome to see them just like enjoying the moment, honestly.
Yeah, they've really played up to the moment and are clearly like channeling the energy from that crowd and enjoying it in this match. And on the other side for EDG, I think you need to see more moments like that one from Kung, because overall this map felt a little bit flat from them. They couldn't get anything done in their default. They weren't doing a good job of breaking the Sentinel utility. It was just round after round of these kind of last-second executes that were falling to bits.
Well, to bring it back to the Heretic side of things, when you're in this crowd, the stadium is roaring and cheering, that pressure can get to you mentally. And when you have a way to channel that nervous energy into something positive and take your mind away from all this external stuff and focus inwards, that's when you're going to play your best and not focus on just what happens if you make a mistake.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a lot of mistakes that did end up happening for EDG, but I think Team Heretics as well showcased something that they've been really good at all tournament. This defensive side was excellent. I think especially what Benji Fishy, this is something you were talking about, Jordan, was so good as that anchor.
Yeah. A big thing for me with Heretics is they leave Benji and Boo alone so much. It's just kind of like their rock. They trust them to either get info, push, or just hold down their site and stay alive. Like, I think that's really big for their defense, and I mean, it's been working for them, and you saw it here on Haven.
Yeah, and I mean, this is technically a comp change to go back to the Neon, but I think Mini Boo looked so comfortable. They have a lot of nice set ideas to get the opening kill with him on this agent and get that early space in the round. It really felt like they were in control of this map.
Yeah, Team Heretics was out of touch and EDG was out of time. And we got to see that a lot, I think, through the value of how Team Heretics was playing that Cypher, getting that deep C long value with a camera, and that allowed them to pivot where they set up their defense, and usually it was towards that A side, B side. There's always 4 players from Team Heretics ready to receive EDG.
And that brings us to our HyperX reflex moment of the day, and this one goes to Rians in round 10. We spoke about how he has the potential to be the MVP of this tournament. Would you agree, Zelsis?
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone has their flowers on Heretics, but this guy for me, he's shown through and through again in playoffs, like plus 20 every series, going plus 10, getting these like clutch moments here where he's getting executed on. He has supportive util, but he's just going forward, like he's not scared to take a fight, and I think that's really big as your initiator player.
Yeah, I feel like he's so good when he's like the player who's flooding in to help that site anchor hold on to the site. He does a great job of finding exactly the right moment in the chaos to use his dart where it's not going to get broken, and then find the kill, find the swing off of that as well. He's just been so consistent all event long.
I mean, for EDG, not a great start, but I'm going to cope for a second. Every single series they have won in this tournament, they have lost map 1. And still, you know, you're a pro player, you've been out there. How much do you think maybe nerves contribute to a start like this?
nerves could definitely contribute to it, but I look at how Team Heretics was playing yesterday. I look how they're coming into today, and the way that they've been playing, I have to look at the looking at one side, how well they're playing, as opposed to is EDG playing down. We've seen them play to a low level. We've seen their highs. I don't think EDG is really playing a bad game right now. Team Heretics is just hitting new highs constantly.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for EDG is what I'd like to see is them kind of, I feel like they were kind of slow on Haven, and I think they needed Haven for this series. I think Heretics doing that away was kind of the same as the Lev series. They win that first map, they're really confident, they're coming in, they want to win, they're playing aggressive. I think for EDG, I want them to be a little faster, be a little more confident. When they are confident, you know, they look like they're having fun, and it just doesn't look like they're having fun right now.
And specifically on this attacking side of Sunset, I think that has to come down to the ideas they're going to have to take early space on this map. They've been known this tournament for some of those set plays between Simon and Kung to claim those areas of the map. And in the mid-round as well, actually dealing with the Cypher utility that Benji Fishy is going to be using on this map is so important, because Team Heretics was able to call so many massive rounds just off a gamble stack because that Cypher util wasn't being broken map 1.
I've seen how Kongkong's played this map before and taking control of everything by himself, not even having to be set up. But the way that Heretics is fighting back right now, I don't know if he can do that again by himself.
Now, Zelstas, we've got Brennan Sideshow waiting for us to get into the map. Would you like to do the honors and toss it over to them?
Oh my gosh, Brennan Sideshow, have fun. Really happy for you guys catching the finals. Let's send it over to Brennan Sideshow.
Dude, that is excellent. That is excellent. Okay, I love that. I love that. Let's get into it. Map 2 here. A new staging ground selected here to Sunset. The desk has been teeing up, setting us up on nicely, talking about it. It's a middle ground map for both of these teams, and, you know, judging by what we saw from that first map, Heretics, you'd have to lean over towards their side, I would say, I think, in terms of giving them the slight edge.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is a middle ground in terms of both teams like to play it, but it's actually towards the top of both teams' map pools.
Yeah.
So whereas we started on a map, no team had won on here at Champions, now we get to Sunset, where both teams should be feeling very comfortable. One of the things to look at for the Team Heretics defense that was working beautifully against Lev are these Woot KO knives. He throws one at the beginning over towards A, just to see if it's going to be a fast A exec, but he's got mid-round knives as well if EDG tried to play slowly. You heard it from the desk. They want to see the pace increase from EDG. They'll have to get through the trip first.
Not just that as well. Players on Heretics' side floated towards the positions. Ready to stack this one at a moment's notice. Woot is ready to strike. Shot darts forward. Trips are broken. Holding for it. That's a dry swing and peek by Heretics, but to no avail.
Well, you see 3 players there. Does that mean that you want to go now over towards A? And if so, Boo was holding a one-way until it sunk into the floor.
Losing track of A main. Forced to jiggle.
But this is where the knife can come in handy. Look at Woot setting up the knife lineup. Oh.
He is. He's just thrown it. It's up and over.
So that's going to give them a little bit of info. When it only tags, well, in fact, when it tags onto 0 players over towards elbow, that's a slightly different knife. They're going to know and keep the stack on B. Woot's so good at that.
Yep, stacking from Heretics. They've got bodies ready to respond once more. Kang's forward though, steps up to that challenge still. After the back, mini boost here, jumping around with the right clicks in hand. Kang not enough to offset it, and still players are getting brutalized, trying to enter their way in through this side with 15 seconds left to spare. EDG, Simon forced to stick this paranoia. It's picture perfect. Mini boo is low, hearing it. Not gonna gun. Chichu's there with a flash in his face, still. Tied up close to the corner, Boo. In that 1v1, Chichu dismisses him as easily as that, and that is the beginning that EDG were hoping for.
They did manage to take the pistol on Haven too, so there's still plenty more that they'll have to do to prove they're capable of riding the ship. But considering they went into a stack there, considering there was 4 players looking to defend the site, the way that they fragged their way through that, it's got to give you a lot of confidence. The calling still getting them into trouble just a little. Another thing to take a look at, because nobody's attack side calling is running them out of time constantly on Haven. But it is so tricky to play against Heretics. They've got some slow-paced rounds, they've got some contact reclears, big util reclears if you try to insert a player. And like I said, those knives coming through from Woot, deadly to play against.
Extremely disciplined team too. They've got an idea. It's never really going to be an individual throwing their life line without good reason.
No, certainly not. Always doubled up. And this is a round where EDG have got to come through it cleanly. Only one player choosing not to purchase, that's Shishu. So if you're looking for somebody to go and gain information on an aggro lurk, that will be his job. They can suffer one death without an economic casualty.
Wandering around a little bit, nobody was sticking around through B main.
If there is a reclear though, it could catch him. In a round like this, you're unlikely to see reclears though, more likely to see gamble stacks on ecos. And EDG look like they found a clean entrance to the A site.
30 seconds left.
Conkan's going to lead the way. Who hears all this noise as well is going to be calling now for the rotation, especially with the plant. Committed by Simon. Ult steadily being accrued as well. Simon's only 2 away. Might want to be hunted down some of these eco kills.
I must wait a moment.
5 spots it. Dart, excuse me. Broken. And Heretics falling here. Too much available in terms of options that they can go for. The firepower, the weaponry, not quite there in this round.
And keeping it superbly clean.
Yeah.
Nothing lost at all. The flawless comes through. Simon 2 away from being able to get null command online. A massive ultimate to try to just drive things into B, for example, turn off all of Benji's utility. I wonder if Heretics already in this round are going to be thinking about denying ult orcs.
Let's go! Let's go, boys!
Look at the energy that Kankan's providing to the rest of his team as well.
It's unreal.
I talked about it on Haven as being infectious, but it looks like it's taken a little while to set in. They were a bit timid, I think.
Yeah. New to a match as big as this on the global stage as well. As you said, it takes a while to set in and realize actually we deserve to be here. We're good enough players, we've earned our spot. It's all about grasping it when opportunities are present. Denied entry just from the nade, a fragment. Nice forwards. Drone is also going to be broken. Woot having a back step. Still that trip. Placed down here. It needs to be an attempt by EDG. Benji tries to reset with the aim. Actually dropped down to his knees. Chichu! He's taking chunks out of him. Miniboo now revealed off! And heads popped off. Chichu's not stopping. Who's left to do it all in a 1v3 and feeling it now. Empowered by that performance. EDG is starting to get a bit of momentum behind them.
There's another MVP candidate for EDG. I think Chishu's had a monster tournament to take his team to the finals. And he was slow, couldn't really get going on Haven, wasn't put in the right positions by his team. Here, barrels forward, hitting shots. Those 3 Sheriff kills are instrumental in getting his team the bonus round. Without those, there wasn't a hope.
It's a beautiful round to convert the bonus. EDG, as I said, they will be happy with it. Bit of bait and switch there by Kankan, but not enough to avoid the knife. That's going to get good info for Heretics. Tagging onto multiple players. Might call for the rotations. They are on the weaker buy after all, so could make some riskier plays.
Brent, both Miniboo and Simon are 1 away from their ults, and those interact with each other, right? If Miniboo gets it online before Simon does, he can't pop the null command to take the showstopper offline. Whoever gets it up first is going to have a slim window of opportunity.
The orb is free real estate. Miniboo creeping up onto the line as well, side by side with Boo, but they're taken out.
And shut down. Just as we were talking about it, Simon claims to swing it through elbow.
At this point, might not even feel like the ult is necessary to invest.
Not at all. Now this is clean again. Just as similar as round 2. These anti-ecos taken fairly cautiously. Giving respect to Heretics, but then dealing with the threats beautifully.
ADS, no long for the world.
And
Another clean round.
You were talking, Brett, about teams settling into big games like this, and I think I saw exactly the same last time EDG came out on stage. That first map when they played against Leviathan, Icebox, I felt like Simon was choking pretty terribly, actually. It was his first game in the arena. His fragging's gone down over the course of the tournament as the stakes have gone up. But what would you expect from a player where it's his first global event He does seem a little painfully shy in some of these interviews, so it's great to see the emotion and the freedom coming out of him in these replays that you're seeing here. If he can get going in these rounds, he's 3-1 at the moment.
Absolutely.
And not just be playing supportively. Like I said, his supportive utility is immaculate. They've drilled that into him perfectly. But once he also gets those impact kills going, as he was in the group stage, that's when you've got a deadly team.
Oh, he's a beast. He's looked like it all tournament long. EDG, you just need to pick yourselves up sometimes, and luckily had that time in between the maps to do exactly that, you know, just making sure that the mental was on track. And Heretics are forced to take the time out here with being 4 rounds down. I mean, as much as I'm talking about the mental, the crumble, the pressure on the big stage, and all of this pinpointing your career, it's on either side as well. Despite the fact that Heretics did dismiss EDG on that opening map, they still have new players. Now listen, they've been in the finals themselves, but they're still young. I've seen evidence of that. The DRX game, I think, was a perfect example where Heretics and DRX were both kind of trading blows. It was scrappy, it was messy, it was muddy, some might say.
EDG are going to have to apply similar levels of pressure to this, though, to get that same crumble from Team Heretics that, honestly, you're right, we have seen it in the past. Miniboo with his ult here looks to try to take the fight. 0 point broken as well, so still has access to that ult, those abilities. And with the nade being thrown on the B side of the map and Miniboo not being turned off, they want no part of it.
Yeah, EDG all the way up through mid as well. This time it might not be anticipated. Benji! He's gone, he's taken out. The swipe of a hand and a glide from Kang, man. Woot needs to try and make the play. Attempt to dominate the angle. Broken to pieces here, and now 3 to stand for Heretics on through this retake. Simon's ult will fade, just spotting barely onto the shoulder, but a kill is all that Heretics were really potentially hoping for there. Now, settling back into the positions, looking to save it for the next round. It was a full investment from Heretics into this. It was a timeout as well. There was everything pointing towards this needed to be the turning point for them in this map.
And I think that's exactly what EDG, what the desk were looking for EDG to adapt to. That's that faster tempo. They made the decision instantly. As soon as they heard the nade coming out and an aggressive B main take, you know that teams are doing that with usually 3 players in B main. You know that Miniboo's over there and he has Showstopper and you don't want to be messing with that. And so they instantly call an A split. And once more, who is it that breaks the crosshair of Benji Fishing? Breaks his wrist in the middle of it too? Kanka.
Steel was mentioning on the desk, you know, he sees this guy, he will just try and take fights by himself, sometimes without that supportive util. It's because he's so potent, man.
He is.
He knows that he is the protagonist of this story, this tale that's being weaved here by EDG. Their own attempt to try and carve themselves into the history books.
When he played against Leviathan, he took 30 first duels, which is bonkers already. Yeah. He won 20 of them.
He's just different, especially when he's firing on all sorts of cylinders.
Jishu looking to take an aggressive timing up here.
So aggressive.
Yeah, Riens and Miniboo both had their opportunities to try to contest this, but looking to back off and play slightly more passive angles, just to stop people entering with that trip.
There's still danger here for EDG, trying to play this attack. Simon used the ult prior. Miniboo's holding on to the showstopper. If you let time be your enemy, it's a game-winning ult in the hands of Miniboo.
No assistance here for Boo to get back onto the angle, so that drone just forces him back a step in elbow. Nobody's looking to test it. This is where you get the advantage of having an aggro IGL like nobody, because he's willing to... He is, he's down to limit test.
Might be calling as well for the rotate, but they do pull out the drone. That's Heretics aiming to clear up the fog of war.
I think nobody's done a great job there of pushing Boo back twice. Once with the drone back into elbow, and then again to push him all the way back off A.
5 seconds, though.
It's going to weaken the B site massively. I mean, look at these players in spawn scrambling for Heretics.
In through spawn.
30 seconds left.
As you said, knife through the back now. EDG set their sights over towards the B site. Making a move now over towards it. Back site is granted and gained. Simon with the plant. Up on the bound there. Nade rebounds, but Smog is already collecting all sorts of kills. Crossed up.
On there.
They need an opening to feel that willingness, I think, to expend this ultimate here. Miniboo! He's chopped down, cut down. Phantom spray by Kang. Used to be heroics, up and over with the flash. Whoop, at least taking out Kang, but time is going to start ticking. The bait and switch setup just does not work. Nobody stands tall against any sort of challenges.
What a different map we're watching here. What a different look for EDG compared to the way that they fell over on Haven, where we saw the inexperience and the nerves playing out. Everything is crisp.
I must wait a moment.
Benji just cowering, hoping he survives. 6 rounds in a row. They need this gun. Stand a chance to bail them out. It's going to be granted at least that. But this is a map that is slipping away from Heretics.
It is. It's already a phenomenal attack side for EDG. They would only need another, round or two, and it would be super successful. Miniboo looked like he didn't understand that the smoke was going down there, or possibly didn't anticipate somebody would be holding an unusual off angle. And things are looking loose out there for EDG.
It's all smiles.
Nobody on Heretics has more than 2 kills across 6 rounds.
Money again is just being stretched thin. Desperation! Kang! But he opens it up and potentially closes out the round with that one. It's a first kill with no follow-up inside again from Heretics.
Heretics still have the best 4v5 win rate in the tournament. I mean, out of all teams, they were the ones who specialized in that.
Utah was broken. Flash to try and set this one up. That is a desperation play if I've ever seen one. You mentioned it, Josh. Best 4v5 win rate, but if you don't get that initial trade, which is so core to the way that Heretics play,
yep, then you're
going to be in trouble.
Much more difficult spot. That's why Rian's tried to equalize it there. Yeah. And now they're going to be in tough spots again.
Exploring, potentially. They're calling for it. Underhanded with the flash. There's too many targets to really deal with. Still that 1-for-1! And now space created and taken. Kang not to be denied any sort and semblance of the side. Woot dodging, juking, but again this guy is relentless.
He's got them every impact kill in the round, Kang. He's just been everywhere for EDG.
Cannot be stopped. Boo obtains the upgrade. Nails the first one. It's an obstacle removed, but 2 more where that came from. And Kang, this guy, look at him. He's out in the open.
He's so confident, and nobody from Team Heretics is giving him reason to be otherwise. He destroyed Miniboo in that opening fight. He's actually caught up on the scoreboard to Shishu, who was 10-0 in the first 4 rounds. Miniboo's ankles completely snapped there. And then Kang again being able to win a duel against Rien's MVP candidate for Team Heretics. That opens up elbow. Piece by piece, his layered aggression takes the map away. I'd like to see Team Heretics change up the way they're playing the defense side. I think, despite me talking about some of the things they were doing well, like Woot's knife, for example, broadly speaking, when they played against Lev, I was a bit disappointed with how Team Heretics were playing on what used to be home territory for them. They're going to take their second tag time out here. One of the things I'd like to see them adjust is to have more of these big defense re-clears, and quickly as well. If you spot Kang in an area of the map, if you see the wall, if you hear it, then try to get players into position. Try to get Woot or Boo with their flash ready to go and retake space against them. I think you've got to force the fight on your terms. You can't wait for Kang to get set up with all of the pretty util he needs to go and carve through you.
All right.
Now, should they do that on this round? Probably not. They've got 5 sheriffs and light armor.
It's a good time to get active.
Sure. But I think it's really round 9 where you want to try to start some kind of a comeback. And this one, you just see if you can hit your shots.
Knife's going to be dodged. Predictable here for the EDG players. And Orb's farmed up alongside it. Boo's just trying to take away any advantage he can in this round.
Woot's also trying to stay mobile as well, right? Uses the knife on one side of the map, now rotates very quickly to top mid. This is looking like a crunch in middle.
It does. KO set up and ready. Woot's right behind him.
Flash, recon, nade coming.
Yeah, hearing that drone, you're going to see the dart through the back, and now there's that paranoia swinging through, but the timing on that smoke is just impeccable. Woot does not feel like he can step past that one. Kang's straight through and out with Benji, Fishy. Taken out.
That's the kind of spot where I'd like to see them commit to it. You know that there's a player trapped there. If they were running Neon on this map, that would be a situation where Miniboo would stun and run at the defender in mid.
Oh, but he's a bit brave to take this fight, but the dart Spots it out, and now another reclear call. It's Gang, man! He's barely on any sort of life at all. Hanging on by a thread, yet still navigates the danger. Takes out the half buy. I knew where Boo was from prior. They've run him down, hunted him down! They want him to get that ace! Stand up, take a bow, whatever you like. Listen, it might have been against the ecos, but take the aces where you can get them.
And I think that shows you the difference. COEX was still playing really well with all of that pressure in map 1. I think he's just the kind of person that, you know, forged into a diamond under pressure.
Oh, yeah.
But for everybody else, I mean, you look at the way that Simon is bunny hopping towards him in that spot. You don't do that if you're feeling stiff, if you're feeling nervous. 8-0, EDG have no reason to be. Heretics still haven't come up with the answer here. Can move to top mid, trying to rotate these defensive positions. Woot holds the knife at the beginning. Looking to maybe save it for the execute.
Big group up. See, the drone is a good time to use it. Would cancel it out.
Yeah,
it's just that.
Decides to. The drone actually still got tons of value there in terms of info. You know that there aren't players holding in these tight corners nearby.
So many ults for Heretics. If you're going to put a round on the board, wipe out that goose egg, it's got to be now. Mini Boo, ADS'd up. Just trying to lean onto those reaction times here, but with every single passing moment, EDG are just disrespecting this. They're all the way in through the back of the site. That's a dart, connecting. Flash the follow-up as well. Woot! So long for this world. Showstopper rebounds, but only the one. Nobody has done all the work. Overdrive, offloaded, quick pivots, Smoggy's around, Norofef connects, and alongside the Paranoia still, tangled up, tied up, Benji Fishy is alone, he's isolated on a bloody island, and they want the kill.
There's no reason to go into him whatsoever here. EDG, I think, have overthought it, but it didn't make a spot of difference. They had access to either site they wanted to go to in this round.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds, but this time it's not going to be even a shadow similar to Haven. Those rounds where the clock denied and EDG's attacks like Colin looked dismal. This could not be more different.
It's looking like almost a clean sweep, and Benji, no luxuries granted or given. No rifle for the next. It's 9 in a row for EDG now.
They've completely activated.
Yeah.
Wu couldn't hold on in the back of sight. Miniboo got destroyed as soon as he popped his ult. I thought we were going to see Simon. He was saving the knife to try to deny it. But this turnaround is truly ridiculous. This is round 10, and Boo has a glass cannon up while the rest of his team is saving.
It speaks volumes.
Could there be a more desperate play?
EDG have been contacting quite a bit, but it's the initial knife that you got to dodge. Let's do that. Nobody from droning further back. No access, and they spot the op out. They know exactly what they've been cooking.
They're not breaking the drone as it comes through B main. They're not denying space that nobody's taking away from them. It screams desperation. Team Heretics very rarely run out of ideas. One of the big reasons they've been one of our best teams of 2024, but right now, Stratbook looks cooked.
Bloody hell, used the momentum of the trap wire, spraying them down here. The teammates had his back. Kang will fall, not without their reward, and Woot. Hello, Rians right from behind, they're striking. But nobody's going to try and offset this now. Even Smoggy side by side, could beat by Boo. This is just getting ridiculous. Dart through alongside that Paranoia, reclaiming the space, and the spike alongside it.
It looks like Rians might have an opportunity to do it all. He's on the flank, creeping up behind Smoggy.
Best chance in a long while to get around, especially when it's just down to Smoggy. 1v2. Rians creeping, crawling up onto the angle. Reveals his hand with the deep dart. Clears him out, gives that peace of mind. Up close and personal. Boo. Looking to break the backs. He's just missed the timing, but he spotted the barrel. And there will be no betrayal this time. It's all on the side of Smoggy. They'll stick this to Fuse, they'll get that round, and it does start with one at the end of the day, but it's going to need many, many more alongside it.
How dare I doubt the strat book? What a perfect idea from Team Heretics. How is that the round that they end up getting on the board? Rien's popped. They played a little quicker though. They were more willing to take risks. This walkout through market, that's the kind of thing that they haven't really been doing.
Insane. Good job. Nice shot, Senez.
They're going to need plenty more where that came from.
Exactly. Hidden reserves are going to need to be tapped into. Heretics doubled up, trying to hold it, stun. Good connection, reveal onto all of them, and now the side swipe! They all topple, they all fall. An attempt by Benji Fishy is all for naught. Just the one before he's dropped back down to that spectator seat, forced to watch this round play out.
They were not ready for the stun coming out from Kang at all. They also weren't ready for the fast player coming towards A-Link, just expecting everyone through elbow. Heretics are getting pulled to pieces here. This does not look like the dominance we witnessed from them earlier this year on Sunset. No one could touch them on this map.
It's round 11. You only got the one round, it's a 2v4, but surely you got to make a play for it.
I wouldn't have believed you if you said to me after that first half of Haven that the next map was going to be more dominant the other way around. We saw a 9-3 half.
Yeah.
EDG only won round 12 in the pistol follow-up.
It's absurd.
And yet this has even been more one-sided.
Yeah.
There's not even been a single round where Heretics, I feel, have been properly in it. The only one that they won was where they had a glass cannon operator and ran at people hitting sheriff shots.
Both teams matching each other, just trying to go for the gold split. Missed the memo. This game's done quick, apparently, but you can see even these kills here. The high tempo increase is called. They know that Boo's got an op. As soon as they realize the op is not in play over there, they just want to try and run over them. This is EDG with a full read. They took a peek at the book and the scripture. They knew what Heretics were cooking.
Deep recon to try to set up. Boo's made his way over towards B. They are still trying to change up these defensive spots. One trip broken.
Drone clears. TP backing away.
Are they reading the pinch through market?
I mean, listen, they're going to have a vice grip onto these defending players, anchoring or not in through the cage and trying to stay alive, trying to dodge and weave all sorts of bullets and nastiness that's coming their way. Boo, a flicking adjustment. It's just not there in time. It's overwhelming. This Auron and EDG are giving out, and 11-1 is where we stand at the half.
Resilience shown from EDG. If you opened up this grand finals and you were worried there was going to be a blowout, that EDG were going to crumble at the final moment after already making history and fall, it does not appear that that's going to be the case today. They have struck back hard.
Like I was saying, those hidden reserves are well and truly there. Let's send it down to the floor for an interview with the voice actor of Jet.
Hey guys, what's up? Jen Lee here with Shannon Williams, the voice actor of Jet. 제트 성우 샤넌님 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 안녕하세요. 가장 먼저 현재 발로란트 씬에서 많이 사랑받고 있는 제트라는 요원의 목소리가 또 샤넌님이시잖아요. 어떤 느낌인지부터 여쭤보고 싶습니다. You know, Shannon, Jet's been around for a long time. She's so popular. She's dominating in the VALORANT scene. What's it like to be the voice of the agent that's been loved for such a long time?
It's so sick. It's just so sick. I'm just so honored and grateful that a lot of people love Jet. And she most definitely holds a big piece of my heart and is very much a spirit animal, a different side to me that I was able to put into that character. So yeah, I'm honored to have everyone love her as much as I do.
너무너무 놀랍고 너무 감사하고 영광이라고 얘기를 하시고요. 그리고 이제 제트를 이렇게 사랑해주셔서 감사하다고 얘기함과 동시에 뭔가 샤넌님의 안에 있는 다른 자아를 꺼내서 보여드릴 수 있는 점이 너무너무 감사하고 좋다고 얘기를 했는데요. 그러면 이제 또 가장 좋아하는 제트 대사가 있을 것 같은데 한번 부탁드려보도록 할게요. What are your favorite voice lines?
Oh wow. I think I have two. I mean, of course, like the alt voice line, and then the newest Ace voice line, I think are my favorites.
Say it, please.
Okay. All right, well, we'll do the Ace one. Okay. Woohoo! Ba-bum, ba-bum. One more. I got one more. Okay. Get out of my way!
Shannon, that was great. Thank you for the interview. Okay, now everybody, here's my impression of the Jet. Watch this second half.
Oh, watch out for your job, Jen's coming.
Yeah. So Jen's been popping off the wall to introduce this entire event here, but in case you're just joining us, 11-1. Well, we're looking at what we're sitting at, and listen, EDG, as we said prior, if you told me that they were able to come back in this fashion, in this form after that map one, which is a 13-6 for Heretics, I would have said you're dreaming.
Yeah. I think it's your classic candidates that are going crazy right now. Kankan was just getting them every fight, and Chishu was dominating as well. The openers, the closers.
Flash connects, Chichu, lucky to be alive there. 1 HP, quite literally. Just tucks himself away behind a pillar. Alive for now, so the setup remains up.
It's a nice idea from Team Heretics, trying to get that punish on the Cypher, who's often going to be trying to play aggro towards B main. There's a trip there, and they know it, and there's the punish, actually. Pretty good. You got to be able to shut down Kong in these rounds. That's certainly something that Heretics have learned.
Come. Gotta get that info. Timing. Miss! Wait a second. Players are there, ready for the trade. Boo to respond.
That might make them think that there's nobody home at B, because why would somebody be pushing out and anchoring the site? And yet there are actually two people ready to defend this.
Smoggy and Chichu. Not quite shoulder to shoulder. Smoggy's on that high ground angle, perched up. Barely peer over that smoke that's just dropped up. Blossoms, blooms. Chichu is getting brave. 29 seconds left. They gotta know at this point, but with the walking in play, contacts by Heretics. Finally, a few stray shots hitting. Damage done onto the other side of things. Trying to go for the swing. Paranoia sweeps through and through the smoke. They knew that Chichu was low. 13 seconds, time becoming an issue. EDG, Smoggy, definitive chances. Nade rebound. Smoggy trying to play himself back in here. Doubled up side by side. It's Heretics drifting, missing. And the shots matter right now! Smoggy! God damn, man! He's not giving Heretics an inch.
There is no mercy here from EDG. Not a moment's respite. Not an inch. Heretics have done everything to try to set them up for that round win. To get a pistol that could have maybe gone somewhere. At least giving them some hope, even if it was false. And Smoggy shuts the door in their face.
One enemy remaining.
Beautiful shots towards the end. Shuts the door in their face and the map almost theirs. One more step is all they have to take. A 13-1 in the grand finals.
Surely we've never had a more dominant map than that in a grand finals before.
Yeah.
I can't remember one.
Can't recall. Put it on a show right now.
Another round where Kankan does end up falling early. It's hard to see that it would matter at all, though.
My eyes are down.
All or nothing for Heretics. That investment did bear fruit. Double up, jumping alongside it, trying to bait these players right back in as well. Simon is being pushed, warded into this corner, and the util ricocheting, rebounding. A desperate effort to save his life. All for naught here on the side of EDG. An all-in attempt now, spraying them down. Spectre in hand, Chichu only able to get the one.
Smoggy once more in a 1vx scenario. This time an extra player. But he's caught a really quick timing again. It could actually be doable.
Benji's low. Doesn't want to reveal his position with a bit of stray spam. He's just perched up. High ground, up and around here. Bulldog spray, but dropped down to 27 health. Time begins to tick. Boo will swing as soon as there's contact. Signs of that live. Snaps to the side and almost made me believe.
I think if that first kill had been a bit cleaner onto Benji Fishy, Smokey could have had that one. You see the way that EDG are playing, though. Simon, so first of all, Kankan just tries to take contact. Then Simon holds his ground. And then you see Chishu just break drone and stay exactly where he is, too. The way that EDG are currently playing, they believe they're better, and they're forcing Team Heretics round by round, moment by moment, to prove that that's not the case. EDG are not going to give them a shred of extra respect unless Heretics earn it.
There's a pause and a timer.
And that's brutal.
Could only mean a few things.
Because if this was in a tense scenario,
yeah,
you'd be thinking the tension is ridiculous.
I hope the groan from the audience picked up.
But a tech pause in a moment like this is absolutely brutal for Heretics, I think. There are a few instances where some kind of pause in the action might ice the team that's got momentum. But EDG's momentum all came from the first half, and Heretics are just now left to sit silently, can't even talk about what's going wrong, can't add any levity to the moment. They just have to fester in what a mess they've made of what used to be their dominant map.
See crowd being led to chance as well. That's the Heretics side of the court.
Yeah, you don't.
A lot of family and friends are staying.
You honestly, you don't need to lead the crowd in EDG chants.
You really don't.
I think they are certainly the favourites here in Seoul. We've had quite a lot of Chinese fans, I think, coming in. It's a short hop away, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, listen, right over the sea. Maybe a bit of land in the process. Yeah, you do land. Right here in our finals, getting a little bit of a wave going. I do appreciate that. But I do love it. I mean, Heretics,
it's coming towards us.
I was about to say, is it coming towards us?
Yeah.
Give it a go. Hold on. What, you lifted your arms too early?
No, you were mad
Oh,
late.
I missed it. I was looking at... Oh, mate.
You were crazy late.
I was looking at the screen. I completely missed it. But Heretics, after kind of being the bane of existence for the Chinese teams in Shanghai, making it to the finals themselves, they almost became like the hometown favorite themselves. They were getting all the cheers.
Yeah, they're certainly a respected team for the Chinese fans, but there's a difference, I think, between respect and love, adoration.
Oh, yeah.
And all of that is poured out en masse for EDG. It's not just as well that the Chinese fans get behind any Chinese team. They do to some extent, of course, but EDG are the sentinels of China. They are above, far beyond the other teams in terms of how voracious the Chinese fans' appetite is for their players, for the media, for their success as well.
That kind of scrutiny, it can break you as players, as teams as well. There's been tons of pressure on EDG to try and pick themselves back up, because honestly, first two international events, it was essentially a no-show from them.
Yeah, it was a very sad beginning to the year, actually. I was worried that EDG wouldn't be able to cope under the pressure, because it was enormous.
Crashing and burning out of Shanghai, but from the ashes, they've rebuilt themselves, with Simon coming in, Hanong moving to supplement the coaching staff, and you can see what a difference it's made.
Yeah, Kankan's just been phenomenal, honestly. He's one of those players that right from the beginning of his story represented China on the global stage. He's always been the player that people look at. Sometimes those kind of players, sometimes they fall off over time.
Yeah.
They're really good at the start, but they're explosive. They just don't have what it takes to be able to evolve as the team evolves. I think it's not just that Kankan has evolved as his team has evolved. He's actually led the evolution of EDG. It's huge what he's been able to accomplish, to grow as he's gotten older, to realize his own dreams.
Can't agree. He's been making sure that Simon is up to scratch as well. There are rookies on either side, of course, on both sides of the stage, and just getting whispers of the ETA. Looks like the problem might be fixed. I say might be because, listen, sometimes things do take a tumble for the worst. And
the ghosts in the machine.
Yeah, I've just been burnt too hard. You know what I mean? I'm jaded at this point. You never know. You get told sometimes already. It's no one's fault, of course. I mean, listen.
We can allocate blame if you like.
Okay.
We can just pick somebody.
I'll blame you. if that's what
No. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
12-2.
Kankan was talking too about their losses at Shanghai, and he said that they knew that they looked back on Masters Shanghai and they knew that they need to be working hard, doing better, showing their resilience. How could you open the grand finals with a better showcase of resilience than this?
Yeah. Almost a slam dunk finish here for Sunset, and we're right back into the action. Didn't miss much here, nobody. He's going to be missing his head. Right off the shoulders, clean as anything. Heretics showing no mercy. They know it's got to be relentless if they're going to try and stand any chance in this map.
The EDG economy in a bad spot, so they're looking to take risks. I would have loved to see this a little more, I think, from Heretics when they were on the defense side. Going for that triple push down through mid.
Something smells up.
You got to expect more.
Yeah, they certainly do. Holding for the angles. Wait, they've missed one. Kang Kang. Kang Kang. Doing the damage.
He's immediately reacts, thinking that somebody's going to be there trying to punish him, but now can go back and pick up that Guardian.
See if he can do anything else with it. Still a 2v4. Heretics into the post plant themselves too.
Giving the Guardian over to Shishu. Very confident in his own Sheriff aim by the look of things.
Yeah, might be the better course as well to try and go down to the spike, but
I think Miniboo's missed the timing there.
No punish on the jump spot though. Miniboo, one more kill. Gets him up to the ult for the next. Still EDG want to try and play into this one here. Crawling forwards, what a shot! Magnetic to the dome. Stun connects, Miniboo though responds. Leaves it down to Chichu, Shark Dance rebounding, weakening him, softening him. Miniboo himself gets the 3-piece in the round.
Little scary there, Miniboo, but what a shot he pulled out. Stunned up, made sure that Concon would not run away with that. But they would need another 9 rounds to make this possible, and even that would only get things to overtime. It's a foregone conclusion that we're heading towards Lotus anyway, no matter what. But the manner in which we get there to Lotus might make all the difference. EDG set up to repel this.
Paranoia. Does the job. EDG cleared off the angles. Miniboo misplay there with at least the boom bot. Doesn't clear the corner like he was hoping. They're smoking their face too, so second guessing themselves of whether or not they want to make the moves over towards A.
Simon's so diligent. He's always got the read on what's going on. He's just holding the knife here, waiting for that showstopper. And the more he doesn't use it, the more it denies Miniboo from getting into a good position where he can actually find value.
Absolutely. Drone. Spots the one.
Yeah, I mean, that tells you everything. You know that they're not going to be hitting A in the next 10 seconds, and you also know that they've tried to insert somebody. So they could go for the re-hit later.
Certainly, even an open sight, Chichu. So there's going to be much safety for him to cross back up and away here. The dart spells it out for him. Trip's going to be cleared. EDG a rapid though onto the approach, but Boo has got it handled nicely. Clean shot. Once more, you've removed that heavy hitter. Team Heretics falling back, reconfiguring into this round. Through B. Miniboo's going to be taking point and contact. Oh, feeling like it was necessary, and well, still alive and kicking, but potentially not for long. Yes, Smoggy returns it straight away. Straight bullets, all it takes. EDG now to try and chew through this hold. In through B main, a tap onto the spike. Accounting for Boo, he just absolutely overwhelms onto that spot in position, and nobody, not long for it.
A nice round from Heretics. Good plant, Cam on the plant as well. They have so many layers there. Miniboo pushed up, aggro on the post plant, drawing out info, managing to go 1-for-1. Cam and Spam, play that Heretics love running on both sides of the map. Fragment grenade too. But at what point do you start to believe that a comeback like this is possible? It takes anything. One big round from Kankan or Chichu.
There's always danger lurking every corner.
One mistake from Heretics.
Exactly.
And it's over. These comebacks, they almost never happen.
Especially because it's an EDG. Weaker weaponry, you can take those risks. You can make your move.
What a risk he's taken here. He's
Pushed
found
up.
the timing.
He's right past him. It's going to be a trip in his face at least, but might be able to hunt down Boo. Still, Boo is in a very defensible position. Slicing the pie from Miniboo. Trying to, okay, maybe stopping short of the mark. Still aware of the fact that there could be that play. And it's made here. The Paranoia sweeping his way through. Just can't quite wrangle the beast in control of the Sheriff. Swiping his way in. gang! Here he is! Playtime's over. They're done messing around. EDG want to go on to the next. There's an ult for Boo. Will be able to pick up the spike, but it's a hard read by Simon. Look at this guy. Ready to just deny. 13-4. The MasterCard's Rifty to finish. And Lotus on the cards with an even up scoreline between both of our teams.
Zeltz has said on the desk that when Haven went the way of Heretics, he thought that was going to make the series incredibly difficult for EDG. You're expecting Sunset to be favored for the EMEA squad who've looked good there all year long, and EDG, they made them look like the rookies they are.
Yeah. Knocked down. It's going to be on them to try and find themselves, if they can pick themselves back up.
So far, Kangkang is having an MVP level performance as well. Somebody needs to shut this guy down.
22 kills leading. Absolutely unreal stuff so far. And Lotus up next.
Red Bull gives you wings.